Welcome to the lore of the strangest variety. It's strange lore. Hi everyone, my name is Philip and I'm the Strange Master. Joining me are Lauren and Liv, our wonderful players. I would like you both to say... Here it is. I'd like you both to say... Greetings, Strange Master. Yeah, that'll sound weird. Like you're aliens.
I don't want to say that. Greetings, Earthlings.
Greetings, strange man.
Greetings, strange man.
Greetings, strange human.
All right, we'll do a better one. Here,
do that because people would clip it and it would be on the internet forever.
How about this? My name is Philip, and I'm the Strange Master, and I'm joined by some of our wonderful players. Say, take me to your leader, players.
Take me to your leader, players. One other player.
God in heaven. How are you doing, my friends?
Losing it slowly.
It's 4 p.m. here on the West Coast, and we are running wild. We have some stuff to do from last time for this game. If you will both go to your character sheets. Hey, fun character sheets. You'll have some things that have checked boxes. I guess, Lauren, have you already rolled for your improvements?
I did.
Cool. So yeah, Liv, if you want to roll for your improvements, as a reminder of how this works, you're going to roll your D100. In this case alone, you are trying to roll over your target number in the white box for anything you've checked. So it becomes much harder. It becomes much harder to improve sort of things you have a high stat in. For example, the first one you'll be doing is a jump. It's very hard to improve a jump since you have a 98.
Yeah, I have a lot of these, and they're going to be difficult.
You will very rarely do those. I should mention to both of you, if you ever roll a 96 or higher when improving, you always improve even if your score is lower than it. Nice. So yeah, go ahead and you can do those. Ask me if you have any questions. I would like for both of you, though, in addition to this, Lauren, did you already roll to improve your luck last week? So go ahead and roll to improve your luck, because you get to try that every time as well. And while our wonderful players are sort of improving their character stats and abilities, I'm going to show off a little more of this is the Lego pop-up book that everybody likes so much. Ooh, look, it's a book. It says Once Upon a Brick.
What happens when you got the Lego? Wait, I want to see the book, but then tell me what I do when I roll over successfully.
If you roll over, roll a d10 and add that much. But check out this, guys. Check this out. Ready? It's a pop-up book.
Did you build that?
Yeah.
That's
I didn't.
Cool.
It's like it's a set. I didn't create it.
I have that set, but I haven't built it yet.
Yeah, it's a great one, and it has two. You can put two different things into it. This is for Little Red Riding Hood. So you have Grandma, and then you have the wolf in Grandma's clothing.
Cute.
And I was having these two make out a lot last night, which was strongly objected to.
Wolf and the grandma.
Mm-hmm. That it was not that the wolf ate the grandma. It was a sex game.
I'm using her probably.
And here's Red Riding Hood.
Take that back. Cut. It's too early for my brain to be.
So many of these to roll. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I did improve two of them.
There's a little fun bed in there and a little thing. So you take all that out, and then there's a Jack and the Beanstalk that you build. And I'm very excited to then build that. So I haven't built that part yet, but you put that in.
Wow.
A 49 to improve my detect vibe, which is at a 50.
There are some brutal near misses with the improvements. Very sorry. Just to read person. Ooh.
That one I got.
That one you go up a little. And then also do your luck. So you just try to roll over a 56 and get a little more luck.
I did not.
A sad day. So, friends, this game is kind of a fun one, a little bit different vibe. It also has been 2 weeks since we've played it. Since last week, I was on my way to the theater, even this early, and I think other people were, at least Lord. I think you also wound up being sort of busy. So that's the thing about this this Tuesday daytime game, daytime for us, East Coast reasonably timed game. This one's a little more casual. We will always do it when we can, but we might not be able to. It's all cool. But let's talk a little bit about this game. We have now sort of revealed the way this works. This is a sort of dual narrative where some of our story takes place in the offices of premier periodicals, the sort of bullpen for Strange Lore, a weird fiction sci-fi magazine in the late 1940s. Our characters are both people who work in the office there on the magazine, but also are then characters in a story being written by a writer at the magazine, by old Ted. So to sort of recap both of those stories up to this point, we have Miss Cora Wood, who is sort of the receptionist there. She has met. There's a new writer who's come down from the comic book floor, Mr. Ted Fountain. He has started writing a new story that is about Corinna, an alien princess on the world of Tinnerval, who Cora sort of likes elements of the vibe of, and I don't know if Cora feels like on any level the character was inspired by her, but they do have similar names. But she liked the story so far. We have also met Louise Clay, who is an illustrator and artist, and who has been sort of painting some covers for these books, or for the, not books, but for the magazines, and each month or whatever there's another sort of part of the serialized story. So she's been sort of painting covers about this. The boss there, Mr. Bliss, said we want this to be a Barsoom-like story with a sort of, you need to have an Earthman there to do whatever. Ted twisting stuff basically because of Louise and Cora's sort of some of their comments and their just kind of cordial conversation. He decided he went with their idea of having it not be a spaceman and instead created the character of Alice Clifton, an Olympian multi-athlete who has been transported here in a strange, she was in the middle of sailing, and she's been transported to the planet of Tinnerval when Corinna was trying to when Corinna was using her strange scepter that gives her this sort of this science sorcery she can practice, because she is one of the Mystery, Mystri, this kind of ancient race who used to rule Tinnerval but have now been sort of suppressed, and instead it is the Kaysgid, these kind of like darker, shadowier elf creatures. They kind of gray and colorless, and she, however, is a purple elf with silver spots, because fantasy. Fantasy and sci-fi. In the story, Corinna sort of met up with Alice, who sort of appeared suddenly sopping wet. Somehow they can talk the same language, because again, pulp fiction. And they took a ride into a village where they were sort of almost betrayed and turned over to a Kaysgid druid who seems to be seeking Cora, or Corinna rather. But upon all this happening, he said they convinced him she was not the elf he's looking for, but he said kill them anyway. The ladies then escaped, thanks largely to Alice's preposterous strength on the planet, because, like in all pulp fiction stories of people, when you go to an alien world, you're Superman. Or in Alice's case, super athlete.
Super Alice.
So, they sort of jumped off of the giant space alien Cappy Behemoth that was taking them, and they sort of discussed plans. They have now reached they're in a village, and I'm actually going to sort of mildly retcon this to say it's less a village and more we'll say this is like a small town. This is like we'll say it's like a moderately sized outpost of sort of that the Kaysgid have, and it is kind of one of their spots. So, yeah, I think. Oh, and then we left off with Sabriel just cribbing everything from classical literature, just like pulp writers would do. Alice suggested that Corinna disguise herself as a mystery male, so that perhaps they wouldn't be sort of as looked for. So we're sort of going with a bit of that old,
Yes.
Pick your Shakespeare play, because they almost always have a girl dressed up like a boy.
Cross-dressing in them?
Because that way the boy's playing the girls. Because I don't know if you guys knew this. In Shakespeare's day... Sorry, it's a joke. Fun fact. A shocking fact no one's aware of.
I've seen Shakespeare in Love.
Wait, have you seen Shakespeare in Love? Oh my god, that's so crazy you've seen it. There's this crazy, obscure old movie called Shakespeare in Love. And yeah, it's about Except, isn't that movie 25 years old? So yeah, it is an old movie.
I need you to shut up.
25 years ago. 1998. 25 years ago.
When people say 20 years ago, my brain still immediately goes, oh, the 80s.
Mhm.
And then I have to go, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get humbled.
Yep. Yep. That really is accurate because...
Oh no.
Because time didn't stop when it was supposed to.
I don't like it. In fact, someone said, what is it? That it's been longer between now and when DS9 was on the air than it was between DS9 and TOS. When
I don't want to
Yeah.
like
feel the emotion I'm feeling right
I
now.
don't like these things.
Yeah.
They're deeply upsetting.
Those always bother me. And yet, although sometimes they blow my mind in a good way. My favorite is the Cleopatra one. You know that one?
Oh, yeah.
Cleopatra
Something
lived
about-
closer to our time than the building of the pyramids. Just chew on that for a
Yeah.
minute.
What?
Yeah. I think the main thing that demonstrates is how long Egypt was just on top of it. Egypt was like, we've got this for a few thousand years.
Also, isn't Cambridge, like, older than the Incan Empire? Or something like that?
I think it's that Cambridge was around when it's like Cambridge was there,
that's
like,
right.
while the Incan Empire... Yeah, there's weird stuff like that.
I don't like history. Whatever, it happened. Let's just get over it. Like,
Yeah.
done.
I like her story, though. Because that's...
Yes.
Mhm.
That's
Wow,
So,
what an ally we have here.
Guys, I just need to explain something to you. Let me tell you about how
you're such a
much of
feminist.
an ally I am. I was... There's so many directions I could go right now, and I want to do, like, whatever the worst would be, but I shouldn't. I can go the third
It's
worst.
going to be on the internet forever. Someone's going to clip it.
That really should stop me much more than it does. But yeah. Well, very good. So, we are at a point here in our story where we have sort of our two narratives we're going to be looking into. We're going to be looking into both what's going on in the offices, but we're also going to be looking into what's going on in a story. So as you guys take your split roles of Corinna and Cora and Alice and Louise, I guess we'll sort of jump into Chapter 3 of Strange Lore. We open on an image of an athletic sort of woman standing on this alien planet. She is all, though to whatever degree the sort of purple elf standing near her in the picture on this kind of alien world, there's probably like a monster behind them because cell pages. It probably looks like, actually, yeah, it looks like they're fighting the copy behemoth rather than like riding on it. It looks like they're battling against it. But sort of we have this picture of this exotic alien princess, the way that Louise has been painting her. But we also see an image of Alice Clifton, who, in every way that Corinna has been presented as this strange, exotic alien creature, Alice is just like a classic beauty, all American, wearing her kind of, you know, her sailing whites or whatever. She just looks like, you know, in like one of those like kind of skirt things people used to, it's like those like old-fashioned skirts of, I don't know. The point is, that's the image that we see. And Louise, you are sort of you're working on the finishing touches of this right now. It is actually, Lauren, would you roll me a D100? We'll do it on a sort of a percent like thing.
Okay.
That's fine.
That is a 93.
93. Oh, perfect. I was gonna say that if it was super low, I wouldn't, but if it was high, it was. It is 93 degrees in the office. It is a scorcher.
Oh.
It's a hot day in Manhattan. 93 degrees. I love it. So everyone is kind of, you know, and like this is in the days sort of before, you know, air conditioning would have been. I believe air conditioning existed in the 1940s, but it was not something you found most places or really, and you know, it was still a much more kind of early thing. So as you guys are in there, I mean, like there probably is like a fan, you know, like windows open and fans, and so the office is louder with the windows open, and you're hearing just honking horns and the sounds of Midtown, and it's just, you know, it's just so much. So as you guys are sort of in there working Cora, it is a hot day. You're, soaked all the way through. Old Ted Fountain is just kind of sitting over at his typewriter. He was working on some other story real quick, but Bliss is reading his second chapter. That at this point there's some of the artwork is being created of the tale of Corinna and now Alice, as Ted's kind of going over some stuff, Bliss kind of calls him over, and Corinna and Louise, you are both sort of totally in the room. You're hearing this, but you're not involved in this conversation. But the basic upshot is that Bliss is saying to him, I've always said it was going to be a spaceman. Thought we were going to have a spaceman in this one. Not a space girl. She's also not a space girl. She's just a girl. I get it. I guess he's well. It's fine. Just make him sisters or something. You don't want people thinking we're trying to do anything funny here. And Ted says, make them sisters. I mean, they're like, well, just something so it doesn't look like throw in a guy, throw in someone for them to love or fight over, whatever you want to do. Just make it clear we're not trying to do anything funny with these two. And he says, okay, I can probably figure something out. He goes and sort of sits down. Bliss gets on a call, and after a few moments, actually, Mr. Bliss says, "Oh, right away, sir." And then Mr. Bliss, yes, I'd love to see Mr. Elm in one moment. And he goes upstairs to go talk to the owner of this whole publishing company. And Ted kind of watches him go and sort of spots, kind of just looks at the work Louise is doing and kind of nods and is, that's fantastic. And Ted just goes and sits down and he picks up the Coke bottle he had that was cold at some point and is now just warm, and kind of just, sets it down and maybe takes a sip of warm Coke, and lights another cigarette and is sort of sitting there, but he's kind of jotting things down. He hasn't started typing yet.
Is there a freezer in the office by any chance? If there's a fridge, is there a freezer? They were invented in 1927.
Oh yeah, the freezers existed. I genuinely don't know if you'd have one in it's a reasonable question if you would have one in every single office like this. There is definitely a freezer in this building somewhere.
Okay.
Like a coolerator or whatever, but I don't know if there's make a luck roll.
That's an 85.
What is your luck?
Oh, wait, 56. Damn, wait.
You want to roll low in this game.
Right.
So, with a 56,
Where am I?
Where am I? What's happening? What is? Where are we? With a 56, sadly, we'll even say that it's not an insane failure, but you have to walk up a lot of flights of stairs, and it's just so muggy and hot in here today. Sort of, Ted's just kind of there thinking. I think both, without any rolls required, both Louise and Cora maybe noticed Ted kind of just his eyes are passing over you as he's just he's turning the gears in his mind a bit.
I know it's a little hot, Ted, but did you want some coffee? Is that what you're looking over here for?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm just letting my mind wander. No, I don't want any coffee. Yeah, it's hot. Actually, I'm gonna go get an ice cream. You wanna go get an ice cream? Anyone wanna go get an ice cream cone?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Sure, I guess I could use one.
Sure. He kind of looks over. One of the other writers, maybe some player we'll eventually meet, is just passed out on his desk. You want to? He's asleep. It's fine. So whatever. He kind of he'll go out. Louise, if you would please roll me, or rather use the Alice stat, but if you'd roll me a luck roll as well.
That's a 70.
70. Man, it's not a lucky day. So you guys sort of get over there and one of the elevators is out. So it's just like a long wait in just a stiflingly hot office hallway. So while you're waiting,
Stairs are there?
you could take the stairs if you wanted to. It's kind of just like it'll just kind of take a while, but you can. It's not. You guys are probably on like you're at least on the 10th floor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Last thing I need to do is sweat so much I slip in a puddle of boom right on your keister down these stairs. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just want some ice cream. He just hits the button again some more. There's a few people now waiting for elevators and just kind of.
Does that make it come any faster?
No, I guess it doesn't. Just smack it a few times.
I can call down to see if.
No, it's fine. We're just waiting on ice cream. Well, I gotta.
I'm sorry about what Mr. Bliss said.
Oh, about
I mean,
what?
I don't know. About the girls in your story. I took a peek. You tend to leave your manuscripts all around your desk, so I was just tidying up. But I really like where it's going, and who knows what those girls will get up to.
Yeah. Well.
I don't think it's fair that he was implying anything. Honestly.
It just doesn't seem to really understand the story structure. How can they be sisters if one came in from
They're not going to be sisters.
Well, that would be impossible.
We just have to make sure it. In some of these spicy magazines, they occasionally write stories about. And Cora, you know that this place publishes spicy magazines.
She has. Yeah.
Has she read some?
Yes. On accident, but she was like, "Oh."
He'll say like, I know that in Spicy Expedition, occasionally you'll have a story of some buxom beauty getting taken by a female pirate queen, and I don't know, certain kinds of things like that happen. But I guess
anything can make a compelling story, and I think wherever the characters go is fine. But I've always been told I'm a little too whatever. So
a little too what?
Out of the box in a lot of ways, but
the elevator comes.
That's boring.
Bing.
Exactly.
Yeah, there might be a. He just said not to make it. Well, as you guys sort of step in to the elevator, you sort of ride down, and Ted's kind of got this like sort of amused look at his thing. The elevator is also very crowded. There's like multiple elevators, just one's out, so it's just kind of like a slower, more whatever. You guys get out. You go down the street. There's a soda fountain where you can grab some ice creams. Ted will pay. He'll just hand over, like a 50 cents or however much it costs for 3 ice creams. What flavors does everyone get?
Wait, are we sitting at the place, or do they have to-go things for ice cream back then? I guess they have cones.
You could get a cone if you wanted, or you could sit there if you wanted. It's probably a bit crowded because it's such a hot day, but do you want to get a cone or you want to sit down?
I want to get an ice cream float.
A float?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay.
She doesn't know he's paying.
Oh, it's fine.
When she orders.
Are you getting a root beer float, Coke float?
Coke float. And she's going to turn to them and say, I think this would actually taste really good with coffee. Has anybody ever tried that?
It would melt. Louise, what are you going to
But
get?
it would cool it down, and then you could just put more ice cream in it, and I think it would be delicious.
I mean, maybe, actually.
Iced coffee, wouldn't that be novel?
I was gonna get my rum raisin and some coffee with that, actually. It's not a bad plan.
Louise gets a rum raisin. Cora gets a Coke float. Ted. Oh, okay, not too bad. Ted will just get Ted just gets chocolate. If he'd rolled low, I would have said he just gets plain vanilla, but he's just like, I just want chocolate.
You say it's just plain vanilla, but vanilla was a fad in the 40s.
Oh.
Sorry.
Let's try this new vanilla everyone's talking about. It comes from a bean. You think it's a bean, but it's icy. An icy creamy bean. He'll just have a chocolate ice cream, and you guys can have your ice cream cones. I know it's sort of... This is always a weird thing, but just feel free to... I'm just giving it... This is just some, like, you two just...
Some direction.
Role play or whatever, or anything. I don't know. It's say anything you want to talk about. There's,
You know, I've always wondered what I should do with the coffee that cools down in the break room. And, putting some ice cream in it, I think would be a really good idea. Or just some ice, unless it's stale coffee, because nobody wants stale coffee at any temperature. You know what I mean? I just wish you could just touch a cup of something and she'll grab it and say, and just make it cold or make it hot. Wouldn't that be so interesting if we could do that? Like thermodynamics. Isn't that what it's called?
Well, isn't that what ice is for in a stove?
Well, yeah, but I mean, if we could just do that with our hands, kind of like the sorceress in your story, except, of course, she does it with her staff, which is amazing, by the way.
That's true.
the staff, actually. That's not a bad idea.
You always get this twinkle in your eye whenever you get an idea.
I get a twinkle in my eye?
Or a mischievous grin. One or the other.
All right. I think it's just called an idea.
Yeah, but you make a face. It's not bad. But you're easy to read.
He is right. I do tend to study faces.
I suppose you do. He puts out his cigarette, starts eating his ice cream cone, takes a lick, and the cone just falls right on his shoe. All right.
Oh gosh. Cora will grab some napkins and help clean it up.
Unlucky.
Yeah. Real unlucky, all right.
If you'd had the reflexes of that girl you're writing about, you might have just caught it right before it fell.
If I had the reflexes of that gal I'm writing about, I wouldn't be writing. So, you guys enjoy your ice creams. You head back up. Louise, roll another luck. Let's see if the elevator's fixed.
On elevator. Elevate her.
Come on, elevate her, please.
Elevator. What's my luck? Oh, 55, and it's a 56.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, it is just being repaired. So while there's still a few line of people, whatever, it starts going up. And it's you guys return from the sweltering day outside to the sweltering day inside. Ted sort of thinking about the stuff you've said. But at this point, he sort of goes to his thing. Cora, you've got a lot of stuff. Of course, Mr. Bliss isn't here. So, one of the other writers had taken down some phone messages for you, but they're sort of just sleeping by the open window. And Louise, your paint is dried because that's what paint tends to do eventually. And with that, Ted sits down at the typewriter and starts typing. So Corinna,
Yes.
on the world of Tinnerval, you have been told that you need to make yourself look like a male. That's what Alice has suggested, that you look like a guy.
Yes.
Okay. So, I want you to roll man, see, in the actual thing, they have a disguise skill in Call of Cthulhu, and I didn't include that in this. Let's do Compose Create. It's under your will. As you sort of try to come up with a convincing means of sort of just altering your clothing to look more male.
That is a 73.
A 73. So sadly... so basically, Louise, and it's a fun thing for Alice, rather. So Alice, you watch as Corinna, takes off some of her clothes, grabs a few other articles, sort of moves them around, and it looks like she's just like wearing some sheets. And you know what? I'll tell you what. Make a detect vibe roll for old Alice. Under will. I don't think it's one of your strongest suits, but let's give it a shot.
Detect vibe under will, 32. That is a success.
Oh, perfect. So, with a success, listen, Alice Clifton, you're an Olympian athlete from the planet Earth. You don't know from mystery, but you're pretty sure that this is not a convincing disguise for anyone.
Yeah, I don't...
Is this not...
You kind of changed your clothes around, but... I don't know... Is that how the men in your species look, or...
No, not quite. I'm just not very handy with, clothing and things like that.
What's kind of the difference? Like, what...
Well, I would say that the males wear more boxy clothing with... They wear their hair... I'm making this up at this point. Up. Like this, but... Where... Do you have anything to tie it with?
Could Alice have, like, bobby pins in her hair that she...
Luck roll. That's what it's for.
50.
You're just skating in with these.
I came just skating in. Jesus Christ.
All right. You have a couple of bobby pins. They're still from the wetter parts of your hair that haven't fully dried. But you can pull some bobby pins out so you can pin her hair up.
Oh, and she'll say, also, they do tend to wear shirts that expose their chest, but all things considered, we are structured differently in this area, so I may not want to expose myself, as that would be a dead giveaway of my gender.
Right. Could I try to, like, maybe help manipulate the clothing a bit?
Absolutely. Roll a fine motor skills.
Kind of pat her, make her look more flat across the way. 55, which is a success.
Normal success. You so basically Louise helps sort of like
if they're sheets, she could like tear them and
do you
breast binding happened in Shakespeare in Love.
To bind the titties. Do you mind if I
Oh, no, not at all. Go ahead.
I'm touching an alien being.
Make a touch feel roll under vitality.
Her skin is soft and supple and smells of lavender.
Sure.
No, 88.
88. Okay, yeah, so you don't you just kind of you're not sort of sensing more about the physiology, you're just sort of doing this. Perfect. So yeah, you manage to, you can dexterously kind of tie her down.
Make sure there's no funny business, and then immediately they start touching each other.
Yeah, we'll sort of see how stuff goes. Yeah. Corinna.
Yes.
While she's doing this, I would love for you to roll just make a will roll, a general will.
50.
50 is a success. Corinna, you feel, and it is sort of written about, but you feel a deep, like there's like a sudden like familiarity and connection with Alice as she's helping you get into this thing. You feel this strange sort of connection. And as it's happening, I'd also like you to roll a general science sorcery.
28.
That's a hard
Success.
So basically, I'm going to say two things happen. One, you feel this, like, strange connection to Alice. It's almost like you know where her hands are about to go, and you can sort of, like, turn your body to exactly, like, the perfect spot for her to help you. Her touch is very gentle, though you get the sense she's actively trying to not, like, feel you too much with her hands as she sort of adjusts your clothing to kind of make your form be somewhat more masculine. But with your science sorcery, as you're sensing this intense connection, you realize that you're having a connection to Alice. It seems like, oh, you guys are like, perhaps it's simply this, but you do feel your scepter sitting by you. The tertiary scepter of Mistrios that you possess is active at the moment. There is a bit of latent science sorcery flowing from it.
Does it feel like it felt when she sensed, like right before Alice came through, or is it just still?
I'm going to say that because of your hard success in this luck roll, yes, you're feeling you're thinking, there is some connection between Alice and me that is maybe sorcerer scientific in nature. Science sorceress in nature.
This is a strange question, but do you feel anything strange right now? Not in a bad way.
I mean, I'm literally touching an alien being on another planet, so yeah, everything feels a little strange.
Oh, that's fine.
But I don't know. Do I feel anything strange?
Make your own will roll. Just roll a flat will. So the big box at the top. For you, it's a 50. I know. I'm sorry. There's a lot of boxes. Green will. One below. There's nothing to check on this, unfortunately.
I need to get under, right?
You do.
I rolled a 0. Is that possible?
Oh,
no.
did you roll 0, 0, 0?
I rolled 0, 0, 0.
Oh, that's called a fumble in this game, which is like
no.
the ultimate nat 1. Okay.
We fumbled.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Alice, what you sense? Oh, okay, just please go with, hold up, this is such an interesting thing we can do in this game. Alice, she asks you this question about your connection. And the feeling that you feel, I feel more okay with putting stuff like this on player characters in this game because you're all creations of whatever. But Alice, the feeling you feel is absolute, unadulterated, like, romantic attraction and lust. To the point that you're pretty sure she's suggesting that you sort of pull her in and kiss her.
So, without question, like no comment, just pull
You
her.
with a 100, that is the connection that Core is describing. That's the connection that you feel.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. And then I'm just gonna pull Cora in and lay one on her.
Perfect. Cora, how do you respond?
She's not quite resisting, but she's not like giving in or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when the kiss breaks, she's like, "Is this a custom where you come from?"
Yes, but only between very special friends, which is what we are, right?
Oh, well, I suppose so. I am very fond of you, and you are now my travel companion. And she'll hold her face and kiss her.
Okay.
And say, we are now very good friends. That sounds familiar. And I'm honored to be traveling with you. But I don't believe that's quite what I was trying to express. And she's not offended or anything. She's just accepting this might be like some human thing.
Oh my god, Alice. Roll.
Uh-oh.
Alice, roll a read person. Or a psychology, your choice. Psychology's under the blue intellect, read person's under the green will.
Psychology or read person.
Yeah.
Well, I fumbled for both, so not a fumble, but like
You
I
failed for either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I rolled an 80.
what would be the... All right, doubling down on the problems here.
Wait, no, I rolled an 8.
Oh, an 8?
No, I'm sorry. It has been a long work day, and my
All
brain is
good.
not processing things correctly.
An 8 in either instance.
I was like, it's an 80. No, that's an 8.
An 8 in either instance is an extreme success.
Extreme success.
So... Okay. In that case, I'd click psychology. Let's go with psychology for this. To whatever degree Alice is hoping for, because like I think you're sensing Corinna being confused, and I'm sure that Alice has had some teammates on her team sports who've been like not sure about what they're okay for.
With the wrong one, if you make that kind of a decision.
But Alice realizes something with I'm going to say with an extreme. I'll take us in the other direction. Alice is like, you're going to dress like a man, so we should pretend to be lovers. So actually, we should be kissing constantly in public to show that you're a man.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. We do have this custom as well with lovers as well. I just wasn't sure what you were implying. It could have been a greeting.
Oh, no, it's something lovers do.
Oh, okay. But also friends as well.
Well, roommates. Very good friends and roommates will do it.
Aunts who don't seem to be related.
Yes.
Oh, so this is something that your kind do very often with just anyone they're close with. That's wonderful.
Well, no, not anyone. Just either lovers or very close roommates.
Oh, okay. With the mystery, it is that way. You are correct. It is fairly exclusive to people who are physically intimate. So
yes, but
you are correct.
That should certainly sell, because typically on your planet, the men and the women are lovers, right?
Yes. So, and that's a wonderful idea. So we will do that as the inspiration strikes, as we move throughout the city.
Okay, good.
Thank you for that input. That's a wonderful idea.
Is the anatomy in their mouth the same, or does it feel differently?
Ooh, good question. I think, Lauren, you created the mystery speed, or you sort of decided the design. Are there here are things that could be different? Are their teeth like sharper? Are there
Split tongues?
Do their tongues split? Are they are their
they
mouths?
Have, like, cat tongues,
yeah, are they like rough tongues, or are they, or do their tongues have like, what's the benefit here? Like, or do the mystery have like tongues that have like multiple vibrational settings? Like, it's just like whatever the.
Actually, you can talk normal with like a split tongue, right?
You can. I would say that a split tongue feels like a lot, but yeah, go for it. Whatever you want. Go ahead.
But like not like fork tongue.
Yeah, I get it.
No, we don't have to.
No, it should be whatever you want, please. Whatever you want.
Sure, split tongue.
Okay, cool. And pick a fruit that her mouth tastes like for the story.
Pomegranate.
Tastes almost like pomegranate. And a mouth that tastes almost of pomegranate. Cool. Hey, I spelled pomegranate right. So, I would say that with this like on the boondocks of town kind of like practice kissing session and stripping her down and sort of tying her up, basically at this point Corinna is wearing what would be the basic signifiers of a male mystery. And obviously you still have like a hood or such, but now Alice, you can maybe further this by like walking arm in arm as if you were her lover or such, and perhaps that will help to sell the vibe. And you're getting to go ahead.
And if there are other things that lovers do on your planet, we should probably put on those affectations.
Okay. You can follow my lead, and I will lower my voice as much as possible. and we shall see how this goes.
Okay.
And she'll like with Alice's arm on her arm, like head toward the city.
Perfect. So the town you're going to is called Vycce, Vycce, and it is a as we said, sort of like a moderately sized town. You do notice a few sort of floating balloon ships that sort of move about that the Kaysgeet have sort of used for moving heavy objects, but there is still a fair bit of natural fauna that sort of beasts of burden carrying things. Alice, the town is certainly like an overwhelming sight, and yet you are probably equally thrilled by the strange alien stuff as you are by Corinna's sort of like hand on your arm.
There's just so much.
Perfect.
There is. We
As you're sort of walking through town, also, Corinna, we may not have talked about this. You may have one, otherwise we can roll for like what a logical thing would be. You wanted to get to this town. What is your plan? Is your plan to stay in this town as like a location to hide? Are you sort of coming here so you can move elsewhere?
It's to move elsewhere and also see if there's any information floating around about what happened.
Perfect. Okay. So, how would you like to go about that? Do you want? I'll. Options could be you could go to like some inns and sort of see a pub. Great. There is a larger sort of like pub that you like. There's a pretty big place that you see. It's kind of not it's towards the edge of town, but still certainly within the limits. There is a sort of larger like hall. It's just called Vycce Hall, and it's a place where a lot of people are sort of. It's kind of like a combination like marketplace, bar, bazaar, but also like town hall for sort of stuff. So as you sort of head to Vycce Hall, to see what kinds of stuff you can hear or overhear with all of this. You notice that there is a being sort of nearby, who sort of takes note of you. It is actually another mystery, a male. He sort of glances over at you guys sort of coming past, and sort of like gives you a real kind of like, my good man sort of vibe. But as he sees you, Corinna, he says, "Oh. Colorful moon, my friend. What type of creature have you got for yourself there?"
Nothing I'm willing to share. And she'll like hurry away.
Oh. He kind of like hops up. He's kind of sort of got a rakish vibe to him, his sort of purple skin. He is probably actually I'll roll a D100 on this point. This is a percentile to see his height. 95. This guy is he's in the 95th percentile of mystery in terms of height. So this is a tall dude. He's like he's kind of like skipping along and like, "Oh, friend, no, I certainly am not going to try to steal your very exotic lady love, but I am curious. Wherever did you find a creature like this?"
Sometimes you just get lucky and they just fall out of the sky.
Oh, God, I would be so lucky. All that ever falls out of the sky on me is the shit of birds. What's your name, friend?
Kenna. Wait. Let me think about.
You would know that we'll say that mystery names end in male mystery names will end either in N or O.
Kenno.
Kenno. Oh.
Greetings. And she'll like take his hand and like aggressively
give him an aggressive dude shake. Okay,
yeah.
give me just a general physicality roll for that.
79.
You try to grab his hand and just like you're trying to get like a grip, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Kenno. I'm Oh, are you done? Is this that? I'm not familiar with this handshake, Kenno.
You know something I picked up from her.
Oh my. Oh.
Habits that you picked from your partner, and she'll like bring her close to her. And she'll say,
Alice, just on cue, will like start kissing.
And and basically this guy is just staring and seeing Alice kissing Corinna like that. He's just like, oh my god, what an amazing creature. Yes, I must get my hands on one like this. Well, Keno, my name is I am Lozos.
great to meet you, brother, under the colorful moons.
Under the colorful moons, indeed.
Yes, speaking of things falling from the sky, seems to be happening quite a bit here. In these areas, have you heard?
Have more creatures like this fallen down? Oh, that would be a very exciting thing to hear.
Oh
about.
no, just crashes.
Oh well, those gray bastards are always up to something up in the sky. Oh,
They
forgive
are.
me for my language if your gentle creature here. Can it speak?
She
One-
can.
Oh, she can.
Yes.
Oh, well, obviously she. Otherwise, that would be bad and wrong, right?
Yes, but she is not an it. She is a person. She is a being worthy of respect,
Oh.
and I expect her to be treated as such.
Oh, I didn't mean to disrespect your property. I'm very sorry. What do you call her?
I, Ali,
Ali. Ooh.
Aliyah.
Ali Aliyah. Well, Ali Aliyah. It is, um... Well, my friend. Kano, It's there's not that many mystery around, so I spotted you across the way and was then, of course, very taken with your companion here. If you are looking for any other companionship, though, there are a couple of very, very some Kaysgid who have fallen down in their lot in life, and they put on a little purple paint, in some of the love palaces. If you ever want something, who am I kidding? Look at this beauty. Why would you ever do such a thing? Do you want directions to the love palaces or a chamber?
No, thank you. The nearest pub will suffice.
Ah, well, there's plenty of places to drink here. Come, I'll buy you a mystery grog, and we can talk of the old world and.
Wonderful.
Yes. Come, friends. And he sort of walks up, and you do notice there's like very few mystery around. It's mostly sort of Kaysgid, and then a lot of those, just a lot of the other species around. The beetle-like, I totally remember their names. The beetle-like Chrysene, the one-eyed Busico, the dwarf-like Svaumen. They're all sort of just about. But he sort of like finds a table, and he actually walks away and goes and gets like a huge pitcher of mystery rum.
She'll turn to Alice and say, I'm so sorry that mystery men can be disrespectful to any other species aside from mystery. They are very proud.
It's fine. The important thing is he seems to believe we're lovers and that you're a man. So
Yes, that is true. And she'll grab her face, and you are very smart for being worthy of respect.
So basically, he just comes over and says, "Oh, you two can't keep your hands off each other." Oh God, I'd love to. It must be interesting respecting the woman you're betting. Not something I've ever tried. So,
Perhaps you should.
I'll give it a shot if I can ever find one worthy of such respect. Mystery women, they're all so proud, it's just mouths on them. Oh dear. And yet...
we should probably get a wiggle on.
Oh no, we've just sat down. Ali Aliyah. We're, here, he says, this might be a bit strong for you, but do you allow her to drink?
What is my perception of how this might impact her?
All right, I would say I want you to go into your intellect, and I want you to roll a medicine roll. The trick here is make the medicine roll.
62.
62, so a failure. It's just a little grog. Who would it hurt? On the other hand, she's an alien, so maybe it'll kill her. You're not sure.
I will get her some water. She doesn't react very well to this this. And she'll
Understood.
pour her cup in Alice's cup in her
Okay.
own.
Fair enough. Well,
Very
um,
kind of you to permit me water.
oh, keep her on a short leash. Very nice. Well, so what brings you to town?
Oh, just looking for change of scenery. Traveling, getting to know each other, if you know what I mean. And she'll like
Oh, a little lover's trip.
like
Well,
yes.
are you going to be staying long?
Probably not.
I see.
We've got lots of exploring to do. If you know what I
Oh,
mean. And
believe
she's
me,
just gonna
I know what you mean.
Okay.
There is actually, well, this would be a harder angle, I think. There is a ship that's going to be setting sail soon.
Elaborate.
The trick, however, is if you were to try to get a job as a crew member, that would be a more difficult. You certainly couldn't be bringing any women with you. It's going to be hard work. But a wealthy merchant is sailing to one of the Uncharted Isles. You know the ones.
Right.
I suppose you could actually potentially help me out if I said I were a member of your retinue or something. A mystery such as yourself, with a beauty like this, could present himself as a minor royal of some kind of serious blood that might be able to get you passage with the promise of investments ahead. You could travel in luxury on the merchant's dime. We all could.
Would there be any other royals there, by any chance?
Oh no, there's never. No, of course. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're worried that at the last minute some other mystery royal will show up. Believe me, there are no mystery royal for 1,000 miles of here. I'm sure of that. But sometimes people are so stupid they don't know. Do you think you could act sort of noble?
I could pull it off.
You could. Well, in case I don't want to overstep, but I can cut a rather dashing figure myself, and I could theoretically be the noble who had this beauty on my arm. But I don't expect you're going to want to share in that way.
No.
Also, that plan wouldn't work because the merchant knows me. I was really just trying to sleep with your companion. So, I would say you are a known person. I would come to him. I'd pitch this as this sort of amazing opportunity that you have great holdings. You're interested in investing. If we could finagle our way onto the ship, we could travel aboard a beautiful, beautiful sailing vessel across the screaming seas to the Uncharted Isles. Luxurious, easy, and
Luxury is not what is going to seduce me.
a private cabin for the two of you. Vitruvian silk sheets, candied fruits, chilled wines. Doesn't sound such a bad traveling method, does it?
And what's in it for you?
What's in it for me is I get to go, and I don't have to be a member of the crew. I get to make my way to the Uncharted Isles, where I've been wanting to go for a while. I get this merchant thinking I've done him a favor, and then, when it comes out that you're a fraud, you've already absconded elsewhere, and I can play dumb.
And this merchant, does he perhaps have access to information about getting people off-world, perhaps
Oh.
very far
Oh, I
off
see you two
world?
want to
And she'll like
travel.
glance at Alice.
Oh, well, of course, you want to take her home to her people and be rewarded with several more like it. Oof. I like the way you think, Gino. Yes, he certainly has off-world abilities.
Interesting. And when would you need an answer?
Well, the trick is we'd have to make you up, find some clothes. We'd have to also find a way to earn a bit of money to spend to demonstrate your wealth. You understand that. But I'd need an answer rather soon. By tonight at least, so that we could start collecting funds illicitly, or licitly if there's some way to do that. Put the plan in motion, we'd leave, I believe, tomorrow.
I will meet you back here in 2 hours' time.
Oh.
With an answer.
Understood. Well, I may still be here, enjoying mystery rum.
Corinna will take a swig and but realize she forgot to cheers him, and then take another swig.
Sure. Just
and then slam it down.
Love it. Yep.
And then gently grab Alice's arm and like try to stalk out like a man.
Go ahead and make a deceive roll. You're damn good at these, so you'll probably be okay. But let's.
Well, 24. Wait,
That's I don't think that's quite. Oh, that's not an extreme. That's a hard success for you. Very good. So basically, Alice, you heard all of that craziness. That guy was very boorish and gross, but now you and Corinna are back outside. She's kind of holding you close once again, almost possessively. And now you guys have left that hall.
I am so sorry for some of the things that I have to say. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but again, mystery men, just...
Fine, I've heard just as much, or if not worse, than it.
I'm sorry.
Tales of my species as well.
Seems to be intergalactic then.
You'd think some respect would be available somewhere in the universe, galaxy. Actually, do you know what galaxy we're in?
Yes. And I will tell her what it's called.
I think that's a situation where you would be calling them different galaxies, so neither of you would be sure if you're from the same one.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that's...
So, I can pull off pretending to be a royal. This may be our best opportunity to see if there is a chance that we could get you off-world, but another galaxy, I'm not sure about that.
I just have so many questions. Are there star maps? I don't know, or maps of the stars? Would I even be able to figure out where it is in relation?
I'm going to make the claim that at this period of time, you would not have. You would be much more likely to think that whatever brought you here could send you back. That's you're coming at it from a. I'll have to just whatever got me here is how I'll have to be home. We'll have to just figure that out at some point.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to figure out, like, does Corinna have any idea, like, what these merchants deal with? Do they deal in, like, magic and stuff like that?
Go ahead and make a, he didn't tell you the name of the merchant.
Okay.
But make an investigate roll. This can kind of be a sort of Sherlockian, putting pieces together.
18.
An 18. If you want to spend 3 of your precious luck, you can get that to an extreme.
I will.
Okay. And so you don't check the box, but you can get to there. With that roll, he didn't say the name of the person, but you made certain deductions about the type of being, about the type of merchant he's talking about. He's talking about a Svauman merchant. He's talking about one of those sort of like dwarf-like people, the very ones who were maybe doing illicit deals outside of the stuff, although one from this town who probably has no connection to those. The Svaumen, the Svaumen deal in a great many sort of material goods, fuels, sort of the sort of, like raw materials there. The Svaumen this would not be a merchant of like fine things. He very well could be someone who had that rocket fuel, and if you recall, it was actually the fuel that you think exploded that time with the guy who,
Yeah.
what did we say? It was helium sorbonate. So it's entirely plausible this guy's a helium sorbonate, he's a helium sorbonate mogul.
Okay. But
Yeah,
there were
yeah, Liv, that is the correct response. I rolled it and I looked up. I was just like, believe me. Yeah, go ahead.
but like there's no I'm trying to think because like I
Yeah,
could
what are
just
you
not-
trying to do? Yeah.
like I'm trying to get information on what happened, and now because she's my dear friend now,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like, okay, I need to focus more on getting her home as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see and keep her safe, and so but I feel like there may not be enough of anything to pursue this trip.
This person might have. I mean, you certainly. Okay. Ooh, let's do this. Roll. I want you to do another. I want you to do a detective vibe, because you're just feeling the energy here.
A 36.
It's a success for you. Corinna, as you sort of are thinking about the situation and feeling Alice's sort of hand on yours, though she has believed there is this like romantic thing, and you certainly understand that she thinks you guys need to carry on that, and then you probably just like kiss her a couple more times while you're walking, just in case anyone's looking to prove you're a man.
Because mystery actually do that, incidentally.
Apparently that's the vibe. So with just hand firmly on her ass as you're just leading her down the street,
Corinna's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine.
You're like, okay, now's the part where I have to put my fingers in your mouth in front of everyone. Hold on, yeah. So as you're just kind of leading her around, she obviously thought there's this romantic thing, which is not necessarily where your head's at. You are still going to the connection between her and between you, and you felt that staff moving. I think you're beginning to suspect that the staff brought her to you.
Whenever we kiss, what does the staff do?
It thrums, to use a word I've used before in a Wellness Beyond the Witchlight game, which you two and Laura wouldn't stop giggling at. Every time you kiss her, the staff thrums.
Okay.
Just like a real clear thrum.
So
God.
once we're like out of earshot of everyone, can I like make sure we're like in a place where nobody will overhear?
Absolutely. Give me a look roll.
40.
40 is
even.
a 40 is a hard success for you. Yeah. You kind of, as you sort of, you find her, and basically to anyone looking, it looks like, there's another damn horny mystery guy, as you just like pull her like into some alley and kind of like go back as if, and perhaps you even pull her body close and like lean in, and you start whispering into her ear. So it looks like,
Yeah, she's like like she has her against the wall and is like leaning against it, and it's like,
oh, Alice is enjoying this very
Corinna's like all business, like, and she's like, okay, Alice, I must tell you something. Whenever do you remember when I asked you, if you felt anything?
Yes.
It's that's because when you touched me,
Yes.
my staff began to thrum.
Wait, you have a staff?
My staff. And she bring
holds
it
up
out.
like a scepter.
Oh. Is that
So
a thing?
it's. Do you have? Oh, did you want to say something?
I want to check something real quick.
Please.
Oh, I think it was the 1800s, Liv.
Yeah, I think I have an idea of
Oh, do they exist? Absolutely. They're for hysterical women.
well, but no, they started to show up in pornos at that point. So
Whoa.
like, average woman would be aware of maybe what they are. If they've seen a Nickelodeon.
Alice 1,000,000,000% knows what one is. Based on what this episode has established about Alice.
Okay, so
We just carry those around here. We're not.
No, this is
we're
a-
not supposed to advertise those.
this is a walking. For what? Well, you can use it. It's like a walking stick, except this one, and she'll change the appearance to be its like true.
It looks much more like what you were thinking of.
There's something about me that no one knows.
There's something about me that most people don't know either.
Do you do magic? What form of magic do you do? Oh, poor thing.
Just
Wait, maybe you should explain first.
Okay, this is very difficult to say, but I believe that you falling into my world has something to do with the magic that I am able to perform. Here, hold this, and she'll grab her hand and like wrap it around her staff.
There we go. Yep.
And kiss her.
You feel.
So.
Yeah, and the staff, like, it almost, like, as the connection between the two of you, it lights up, and it puts this thrum, like, all the way through both of your bodies. With both of you gripping the staff together and kissing, we suddenly... yeah.
That's gonna get in trouble.
At this point, the two of you both suddenly feel yourselves naked, gripping the staff, floating amongst the stars. Your lips pressed together, your hands tracing the curves of each other's bodies.
There's the cover of the magazine.
Just this like intense, erotic, sensual, feeling as your legs are intertwining. Yeah.
I love that this is all because Liv had a fumble.
Just yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
This is the gayest shit ever, and I love it.
Does it end when they break apart? Like what?
When they break the kiss apart. I mean, yeah. When you feel yourselves there, it feels more like a vision or like an astral experience or something. You're not terrified of it.
Right.
You're not like, oh my god, we're in the cosmos. You're like, yes, this makes me feel like we're in the cosmos together. So whatever you would do while floating there together, you can. What would you do?
Corinna would immediately, like, as soon as she came to her senses in this astral plane or whatever, she would break apart because she doesn't know what kind of reaction a human is going to have to this kind of magic.
Alice, what would you do?
Oh wow, well that was in the moment or after she breaks.
No. In the moment, still, even if she's pulling back, what would you do?
So it's a vision. Am I able to look around?
I mean, you can glance around, you see the cosmos, but really all you want to see is Corinna.
All you want to do is just
she's just there. Yeah, and you feel her too. You're like your legs and her leg, you guys are just completely held together, both of you gripping the staff, and it's sending these vibrations through your whole body. You feel it you feel it in the bottom of your feet from your fingertips.
I think Alice would just be enjoying it.
Okay, cool. So as Alice begins to pull Corinna closer, even as Corinna's pulling back, and just gripping her into this incredibly tight embrace, your bodies as the device thrums between you. Corinna, what were you saying you would do?
She would break apart and say, I think there's something special between us.
So, does the word magic mean something different here? Because that...
So at this point, as you say, there's something special. This is like, what does magic mean? As you guys are just like still like the thrumming is like overpowering both of you. You're sort of reaching a like, if you were to describe the action of this as like things were getting more and more climactic, as it sort of builds to a climactic moment. At this point, Ted chuckles and pulls the page out of the typewriter and crumples up everything he wrote today and tosses it in the trash can. So the fumble means today's game didn't happen.
Unless.
Wait, does Cora see him do that?
Cora and Louise notice him toss it into the thing. He's like, oh, all right, whatever. And it's late, and he just kind of says, oh man, the heat's playing tricks on my brains. And he kind of blisses over to his table, and he kind of gives a nod. And he nods to both of you, pulls out a cigarette, sort of goes downstairs. But Cora,
Night,
you...
Ted.
Yeah, good night. Damn. So yeah, Cora, you notice that there's like a crumple, there's like a bit of paper.
She's gonna look at Louise.
I'm actually gonna change... I'm gonna change something there. Hold on, I'm gonna make a luck roll on something.
I was gonna say, can we do a luck roll to get the paper out of the trash?
Yes. He bundles it, he kind of like, it's several pages. He gets several pages and is kind of like, and like crunches them all together. And he throws them not into the main trash can, he throws it like into the one like under his desk. Which you're not sure they clean. Like maybe they clean, maybe they don't.
Well, wouldn't Cora?
Yeah, Cora, you maybe go to that one, but he typically doesn't put stuff in there.
Okay. Well, Cora's gonna look at Louise and like scurry over to the basket and like find it. Can I find it? Or
Yeah.
do I need to roll?
Okay. No, you don't need a roll to get it. He's left. You can go over there and get what he wrote today. No problem. Do you start reading?
Yeah.
What's interesting about it is that despite it being very sort of like, and he will get into spicy magazine style descriptions of the kisses and the tongue and the sort of strange sensation of the tongues. The writing of it is much more about like their actual like caring connection between each other. Like he seems to genuinely be like, it's not just like puerile whatever stuff. I mean it is for sure. But as you sort of read it,
more sensual than sexual.
It is more sensual than sexual until the thrumming starts. Yeah, and certainly in his rendition of the breast binding scene, there's Alice tries to stifle a blush as Cora exposes her, self, etc., and then avoids whatever, her fingers trembling. But it is very. It something about it doesn't feel as like, yeah, it doesn't feel gross. It feels almost basically he's just saying, how about instead of a soldier goes to rescue the princess, like another princess goes to rescue the princess, and now things are just happening how they always would. That's the vibe.
Yeah. Okay, so Cora's gonna like finish because she's a pretty fast reader.
Yeah.
She's probably a writer herself, but nobody really knows because nobody cares to ask.
Like Cora, you guys always just use 50s when you're human people, because all real life people are just unexceptional. Give me this is just roll for Cora's, just roll a D100.
9.
9, great. Okay, yeah, that's an extreme. So Cora, one other thing you notice as you read this is specifically the depiction of Lozos. Like, it is unequivocal that Lozos is like gross and is like representing like the sort of chauvinistic men of even today. Mm-hmm. It's a clear, like, Ted seems to be on the side of these women and not of the society and such things. 100%. Yeah. And you're sort of confident in that, and if that makes you be like, oh, Ted, nice guy. Ally.
Ally.
But continue, yeah.
So Cora's gonna finish reading it and then go to Luis's desk and say, I think he should have kept this in. It's good stuff. And then she'll go and like tidy up and
wrap up. Do you leave it for her?
Yeah.
Okay. Louise, do you read it?
It's intriguing. The imagery of the girls in space is just...
Cora's gonna laugh and say, "Are you gonna draw it?"
Oh, I couldn't.
Do it.
Of course I
Just-
couldn't.
Just don't show it to Bliss. He'll want to hang it in his restroom.
Oh, gross. No, and then I'm just gonna be like, would you, is there any coffee left? I think I'm gonna be here late tonight. I have to get this on paper. It's such beautiful imagery. It needs, I can just see it.
And there wasn't any more coffee, but she'll go and make a fresh pot for her.
She makes Louise a fresh pot because she probably wants to see that painting. So as basically,
liberties with it.
it's a super hot night. Everybody else is leaving early. The sun sets and a little bit of cool comes. And so as Louise gets a fresh pot of coffee, Cora sort of sits down and Louise starts painting an image that will never occur in the story, and yet did occur in the story because it happened today. Because that fumble that and that's where we'll end today's game. But Liv, that fumble introduced something new into these games, which is the idea that the fumble meant everything that happened after that, based on especially what you guys did, was going to not happen.
Wow.
So everything that happened, he just crumpled up and did it. And yet, that story does still exist. So we're going to have, like, multiple storylines, like, multiple versions that can be tracked in this game now. Oh, this because, like, you guys can convince him to write more, like, what happened after that, you know.
Did you have that planned for fumbles, or did you just come up with that?
Nope. Came
He
up with
likes
that.
to torture himself as much as he likes to torture us.
That,
Keeping track of all of this is going to drive you crazy.
well, also, but, yeah, that's fine. But this is the crazy I want to be driven.
Okay.
But it was only because that's what the fumble was about. You know, like, other fumbles could mean things, but because it was a fumble about a misunderstanding and stuff, and we'd already, because I thought I will tell you, peek behind the curtain, whatever. What I thought I would do is, if you guys ever did anything romantic between those characters, I would let it happen and then be like, Ted goes, wait, I can't do that, as like a joke.
Right.
And like do it. But now it's narrative, because now the people in the world found it and they're like, oh my god, this is good. Oh man. Oh my god, Cora and Louise are gonna quit their job and make like a lesbian sci-fi book, zine. Oh my god, they're gonna move to Arizona or something. God, yeah, or San Francisco. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, that was crazy. Thank you so much. I like that. So thanks for playing at a game that didn't happen. So next week we will start with you being disguised once again.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And without the erotic overtones.
It was like a dream episode.
Yeah.
It was all a dream.
Oh
It
my
doesn't
god,
count.
but it does count because what's so cool
count.
about this is it does count. He wrote pages and you guys kept them, so you can so Cora can hide the pages and there'll be artwork and like you can talk to him about it. Oh, I love this so much. This is so cool.
This has me Googling lesbian fiction in the 1940s right now. Just so you know.
There you go. And I will say every fumble won't necessarily trigger something like this, but they sort of could
Right.
now. And also now that and maybe I'll want to do this with things that aren't fumbles. Maybe I'll want to kind of create, Oh my god. This is okay. See, I like when weird stuff happens. Wasn't ready for that. Oh, that's fun. I'm into this. Guys, I'm into this. Thank goodness that the path was so bigoted that you could like have to not put stuff that we would be fine with today. I'm so happy about how bad things used to be. Wait, I'm going to stop talking about this now because I realize what I'm saying is a problem.
And it's on the internet forever now, Philip. Congratulations.
They deleted it after 2 weeks, but I'll repost it. Wait.
Personally, he'll make sure it's on the internet forever.
Guys, here at 1:32:20, I say the most important thing I've ever said.
Philip says horrible things.
I really do.
But that's okay. Because it doesn't count. Because it got thrown away. Oh wait, no, this part.
Oh no.
Thanks for putting on my old ratty
No,
nighty.
nope.
I'm
End the
very
stream.
happy
End
to.
Good night,
it
everyone.
now.
So,
Don't
Or,
want-
wait,
come
have a
on.
good evening.
I was hoping that maybe we could do a little role play.
I'm good with that. Do I have your consent to blow your house
Down. Oh
This
my!
really goes off the rails. Sometimes.
Well, thanks everyone for watching. This was super fun.
Friday's supposed to be the crazy game.
It's true.
I want them to all be crazy.
It's gonna be you and me on this game. It's gonna
This game's
it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, this is
We
gonna
don't know
be-
either way.
Yeah. This is. I'm so interested in what's going on here. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. This was super fun. We've got other games. On Friday, we have A Blood from a Stone at 7:30, continuing all of that wonderful horror stuff. We have so many threads open, and it's kind of... I'm really into this. I'm just enjoying this so much. On Sunday, we do not have a dragon game this week. We'll be back with that a week from Sunday for Here Be Dragons at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. And then on Monday, we should be back with Third Time's the Charm, our sitcom game. I'm pretty confident of this coming Monday based on what I've heard, but never hold me to it on that. And then 1 week from today, we'll be back with Strange Lore, which I'm so excited about. I've never been more excited at the idea of replaying something. Oh my
I'm
God.
excited to see.
Yeah, to see just like a couple, and like
Next.
you guys might
It's
just
like
yeah.
It's like we did a direction with Choose Your Own Adventure in one of those books.
And you're like, all right, go back. Ah, that's great. Yeah, so we'll be back a week. Oh, but oh my God, tomorrow I forgot the most immediate thing. Tomorrow, Wednesday night, 7:30, we have a Top Flight West game. This is going to be a huge fight. We're really excited about it. I think we'll have the entire current Top Flight West crew as they battle Star Shadow for the fate of Toucan Beach, Florida. And a week from Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, my mind is already thrumming with the possibilities of this game. I apologize. A week from tomorrow, we have a very special Lossler Academia one-shot called Study Abroad, following Connor as he
Studies abroad.
studies abroad. And maybe
studies abroad.
yeah, and maybe maybe actually reads a book or two too. We're checking in with Connor in Scotland because Connor went on a study abroad program to Scotland, where there might be another school where some characters are being summoned or something's going on. So we'll see how that all works out for him. So join us for that a week from Wednesday. Join us for this 1 week from today. Go to our Discord to interact with us and do our do downtime if you want to. Go to our YouTube to see old episodes. Go to our wiki to see all the cool stuff. Sophia's built a wiki. It's crazy. There's so much stuff on it. Recaps of Blood from a Stone. The early episodes are starting to get on there. It's great. So yeah, that's what I got there. Would you guys like to plug anything?
Thank you to Pierce Likes Things for rating the channel and also for providing the information that you just talked about as well. Thank you for keeping up with that because I forgot in the chat. He put all the stuff.
Thank you for rating.
Oh, and sometimes I stream on my Twitch channel, but I'm not consistent about it.
I don't have anything to plug right now.
Great.
Just be good people in the world, please.
Mhm.
That's great advice. I also I want to say thanks to these. You are just. It's so much fun playing stupid games with you guys. I love these. It's you guys just come up with such there's never an opportunity for a double entendre that you don't just run straight at, and I just appreciate it.
Never.
Never. All right, thank you all for watching. We will see you next time. Until then, our story is to be continued.
Ah.